the Opupco Studios in Oklahoma City, you are watching The Press Row. I'm Jenni Carlson here with Barry Trammell. Nice to have you back in studio, Barry, after your time in Arizona. Let's get right to our We Pick 'em segment this week. We've got 5 games. Barry, let's get started with this one. Florida goes to Tennessee. Who you got in this one?
I'm going to take Florida in a tight one, but it's a great matchup. This is a game that used to matter. Think about the 90s with Peyton Manning and Philip Fulmer in orange, and on the Florida side you had Steve Spurrier and Danny Warfel and a ton of great players. Hadn't meant that much in the last few years. It's good to see these guys playing a meaningful game. Game day is there. It's going to be a big deal in Knoxville. I hope the Volunteers win. I sort of think Florida will pull it out.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Gators as well in this one, and I don't really have a strong feeling for either of these teams being a favorite in this game, but I'm going to go with Florida because they won on the road a week ago at Texas A&M. We've seen the Aggies once again have trouble closing out games, but I think the ability to win on the road, they did it at Texas A&M, and now they're doing it at Tennessee. In my estimation, I think that's going to be a big deal that the Gators have shown that they can win on the road. All right, let's go out west. A Pac-12 game, Barry. USC goes to Stanford. Who you got in this one?
Well, I'm going to take Southern Cal. Stanford's beat them 3 years in a row.
Right.
But I'm off the Stanford bandwagon.
You're off the Andrew Luck bandwagon.
Well, you know what? It's actually a Jim Harbaugh thing.
Okay,
I think the magic left Stanford with when Jim Harbaugh left. He left behind Andrew Luck. You can't go wrong with Andrew Luck as your quarterback. Had a great season, but I think they're just about out of fuel at Stanford. I don't think Stanford's going to remain a national power. I think Southern Cal probably rolls.
Yeah, I'm going to pick USC in this one as well. Matt Barkley, obviously the Heisman Trophy candidate, probably the Heisman Trophy favorite right now. And I think that USC definitely a team to be reckoned with. Stanford, what they've done in recent years has been impressive, but I don't know how you can pick against USC in this one. Even on the road, I'm going with the Trojans. All right, Barry, here's a good one up in the upper Midwest. Notre Dame at Michigan State. Who you got in this one?
I'm going to go with the Spartans. I think Michigan State might be the best team in the Big Ten. One of the few Big Ten teams that's shown up this season. I hope this rivalry doesn't die when Notre Dame goes to the ACC. Notre Dame's going to have some hard decisions to make, adding 5 ACC teams a year on the schedule. I hope this one survives. It's been a great rivalry over the years. I think Notre Dame's better. I think they're a pretty good team, but I think Michigan State's got it, especially in East Lansing.
Yeah, and I think Michigan State, like you say, might be the class of the Big Ten, and I think they're a pretty good team. I don't know if they can run the table. I don't know if they can be in the national championship conversation when the year comes to a close, but I like what State has. They've got a young quarterback, but their offense has done some nice things, but their defense is really strong. So I like Michigan State a lot. All right, let's go to SEC country, Barry, a game that until a week ago was really going to be a fantastic game. Now it's a little up in the air. Alabama goes to Arkansas. Who are you picking in this one?
Well, let's see. I actually watched Arkansas, the replay of Louisiana-Monroe. Tyler Wilson's an excellent quarterback. His backups, not so much. It's in the hills, but Alabama's going to win this and probably roll. Arkansas, in many ways, is a mess of a football program, thanks to Bobby Petrino, thanks to the hire of John L. Smith, which was squishy in itself. I don't like the direction the Razorbacks are going.
Yeah, that was a mess last week to lose to Louisiana-Monroe. There's so many questions now about the Razorbacks. When you saw this game on the schedule before the season began, you thought this might be a game to help determine who plays for a national championship. Arkansas was considered one of those teams that might emerge as a national championship team, but I got to go with Bama in this one. I don't think there's any doubt that Crimson Tide's the superior team. They bring their defense in there. I think they're going to handle Arkansas pretty handily. All right, lastly, Barry, OU's off this week, so our only in-state game is Louisiana-Lafayette at OSU. Who are you going with in this one?
Well, I'm going to go with the Cowboys, although I'll say this. If OSU plays Saturday the way it played at Arizona, OSU will lose. Of course, I'm not sure Cowboys could repeat that performance. I'm not sure anybody ever has. I mean, if you don't count the bad calls, 15 major penalties against OSU. I think about 6 of those were bogus. But if you count all 15, it's the worst game any team's ever played. 15 major penalties and 4 turnovers. You're not beating anybody like that. But I assume OSU will come a long way from that. Lafayette's a nice mid-major. Had a nice year last year, 9-4, beat San Diego State in the New Orleans Bowl. But I think the Cowboys will be pretty angry, pretty riled up. I think they beat the Cajuns.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Cowboys in this game as well. But a Louisiana hyphenated school. We saw them last week go to Arkansas, Monroe win. So it's not out of the question that, Louisiana-Lafayette could pull the stunner. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think OSU comes out much more focused. But it will be interesting to see how does the defense respond. They were obviously atrocious at Arizona. They need to play a whole lot better, and those penalties vary. They got to take care of those penalties. Like you say, even if you discount a few of those 15, you still can't have almost 10 major penalties and think you're going to win. They got to take care of that against Lafayette. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahomans.